telescope is an extension of its owner that allows us to peer into the universe to see nature on the grandest scale, with wonders that boggle the imagination. Okay, this is a galaxy log for February 26, 2022, and it's subtitled Galileo Would Be Proud. First galaxy headed into Ursa Major and into the M81, M82 group. It's NGC 2976. Here's a closer view of where 2976 lies. Here's M81 right down here. And here's my near view image. Here are the particulars. See, the galaxy is fairly bright. It's at 10·2 magnitude, 13 surface brightness. Size is pretty good, 5.9 by 2.7 is its type, and its distance, 12 million. As I said, it's part of the M81 group. And the scope this night was a 4.7-inch f7.5 refractor. And eyepiece here was a 12.5 millimeter at 72 magnification. And the sky conditions were ranked pretty good at night. And so here's the near view image of the galaxy. Galaxy shows a nice oval shape to it. There's no distinct nucleus or stellar nucleus. It was pretty evenly bright. Bit of modeling. You could see it was modeled a bit, which was interesting. But it was a really nice overall view of the galaxy. And I thought maybe going a little bit higher magnification, but the field was really nice. And the galaxy stood out well at 72 magnification. So, good galaxy. Our next galaxy, we head into Leo Minor. And Leo Minor's got a lot of nice galaxies in it. And this is one of them. It's NGC 3414. Here's a closer view of NGC 3414, where it lies in the field near Leo Minor 44 and Leo Minor 45. It's almost like right between them. So it's pretty easy to find if you're doing manual star hop or to your galaxy. And here you go. And it's an ARP also. It's ARP 162. And here are the particulars. It's a fairly bright galaxy. The surface brightness isn't too bad. Decent size. It's a peculiar galaxy, as you can see. And its distance is much farther out than the previous galaxy at 70 million light years. This time with the telescope, I used a 6.5 millimeter eyepiece, which gave me 138 magnification. So here's the galaxy. Has a very bright nucleus and stellar nucleus to it. Stood out really well. And there was a slight elongation going kind of north to south a little bit, which gave it kind of an unusual look to it. And if you've seen the photographs, it is kind of odd looking, and I'm guessing that's why it's an ARP. And I was actually surprised how well the galaxy stood out. It actually seemed a little bit brighter than what the given magnitude is. I guess because the stellar nucleus was very vivid, very bright, and stood out really well. And as I used averted vision and moments of good seeing, I could see much more of the galaxy and this kind of little bit of elongated view going north to south. But yeah, it was a nice catch, and I'd like to go pack to this galaxy with a larger scope and higher magnification, and see what other structure I could see with it. Okay, our last galaxy for this galaxy log, we stay in Leo Minor, and it's NGC 3294. Here's a closer-up view of where NGC 3294 lies. Some fairly bright field stars nearby to help you locate it if you're star hopping. And here's the near view image. Here's its particulars, and shows 11.5 magnitude, 13.5 surface brightness. A decent size. It's an SA type spiral, and here's its distance of 74 million light years. Used a 8mm eyepiece for this one. It gave me 113 magnification. Now, the galaxy showed a large core, but no like small nucleus or stellar nucleus to it. It was a little brightening in the core region, maybe slight hint of modeling, and very elongated, going northwest to southeast. And it's funny. Galaxy actually looked brighter than the magnitude and surface brightness. Maybe it was because at this time when I viewed this galaxy, the sky conditions maybe got a little bit better, which is always possible. It can always be tricky here in the Northeast, where it can fluctuate a lot, not only just seeing but also transparency. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good view of the galaxy. I actually looked at it first with the lower magnification with a 12.5 eyepiece, and it looked really nice, a nice wide field view of it. But the 8mm I thought gave the best view overall. This is another galaxy I want to go for in one of the larger scopes, and even under darker skies, and look at it. It looks like an interesting spiral galaxy. One of the many interesting galaxies that lie in Leo Minor. So there's a lot more galaxies that in Leo Minor that it kind of gets, because it's the constellation is situated between Ursa Major and Leo, and we have all those great galaxies in Ursa Major and all those great galaxies in Leo. So Leo Minor kind of gets left out, but here's one in Leo Minor that to go for, and many others. Like I said, it's a constellation that does have some really nice galaxies to it. Okay, also had a last view of the night to make an interesting comparison. This is M82 in Ursa Major, and two different eyepieces, actually more similar than they are different. On the left here is with a 6.5mm, which gave me 138 magnification, which is a Batter 6.5 millimeter Morpheus. And on the right here, with 6mm, which gave me 150 magnification, is with a 6mm Teleview Delos. And went back and forth. Also, I have here as the sky conditions. Actually, it was the very end. It got pretty good. It was much better. So the last view here, the sky was a little bit better than it was in the previously during the night, and also where the M82 and M81 lie in the sky, and at this dark site is actually the best part of the sky. It's the darkest part of the sky, so a little bit better transparency, should we say. So what differences did I see? Not much. I will admit it wasn't much. The Morpheus has a little bit, of course, it's a little bit lower magnification, a little bit larger field, 76 degree compared to 72 of the Delos. So there's a little bit more of an immersive effect, a little bit more like a picture window into space, but not a whole lot. Both eyepieces very comfortable. With the long eye relief, which I like also. far as overall image, I can say right now, I like to compare on some of the other telescopes, especially some of the larger telescopes, to see how much of a difference there is between the two eyepieces. I would, as far as contrast, the clarity that I was seeing, the overall image of the Galaxy was very similar. Both showed really nice detail in M82, which is a really fine galaxy, even for smaller telescopes, under dark skies, to pick up some detail. It's really an amazing galaxy that you can actually push magnification and so on. But with a smaller scope, it is a high quality scope, but a smaller scope like this, it may be more difficult to really pick out which one was actually better as far as showing detail. It's really close. In both instances, I could see that little dark lane that you see in larger scopes. It was definitely a model look to both, which are the star clouds that are very prevalent in this galaxy. Like I said, it was very close. If I had to choose one, as far as just the overall view of the galaxy, I would have to go with the 6.5 Morpheus, just because it's a little bit lower magnification. It just gave me more of an immersed feeling with a wider field of view, where I was still seeing basically the same detail in the galaxy. But I don't think you can go wrong with either one. And this is just one galaxy that I was really made a back and forth comparison between the two eyepieces. And so there's no, there a little difference in price, but not greatly. Something like $75, $80, whatever. You're still talking about $300 plus eyepieces. So they're not cheap. So you can't go wrong with either of them. If this is a different object, maybe the Delos might be something I would rather have as far as the overall view of that particular object. It's like I said, this is just one object, a great object, with not a big telescope. It's a nice size refractor, but it's not a big telescope. But I actually enjoyed it. I actually had to go back and forth a lot. I spent some time at the very end of my observing session to really compare the views, and it was tough. It was tough. I mean, you could tell both these eyepieces are just high-end eyepieces. But I will say, in this particular instance, with this telescope, at this dark site, and this object, if I had to choose one, in this instance, it would be the Morpheus. So. All right, this is a summary of this galaxy log. And the dark site is my usual dark site. It's about a 30-minute drive north of where I live. There's a night shot of the dark site. That night, as I have in the galaxy log with the galaxies, that the sky was good. It had good transparency and good seeing. And a little bit better at the very end when I made the comparison of M82 with final view of the night. It was a bit better. So it was a little bit better transparency than the previous galaxy log that I did about a month ago. And the telescope that I used is right here. It's a Skywatcher 4.7 inch at 7.5 ED APO, and it's on a Celestron ASCG5 mount. And a friend of mine had the APM 5.5 inch f7 ED APO, and he has a Celestron Advanced VX mount. And now you know why I had the subtitle of Galileo would be proud. I can imagine, you know, with the refractor that he used compared to these guys, he would be very proud and very happy to be observing with us that night. So, you know, you can, with good quality refractors on a good night, good clear moonless night, you know, see a lot if you take the time, use good eyepieces, and you know, choose, you know, don't go for a 14 magnitude Galaxy or whatever like that, because that's not going to happen. But unless you have a very large refractor. But as far as you know, telescopes like these, because of the high quality optics and the great contrast and overall image quality that high-end refractors like these can give, you can see a lot. You just have to be patient, wait for moments of good seeing, study the object, in this case, of course, galaxies, and you'd be surprised of what they can accomplish. And that last view of the night with M82 definitely was, you know, two high-end eyepieces. It really gave me a great view. It was not only hard to distinguish which eyepiece I actually like better, but also just to say, okay, this is final view of the night, and it was a great way to end a really nice observing session. So hence, with refractors like these and a good night, and like I said, Galileo will be proud. So for NGC 2976 was the Batter 12.5 millimeter Morpheus. Really like this. Is my first Morpheus, and I really like this eyepiece a lot. Highly recommend. It's a really nice eyepiece. So with NGC 3414 and the one view of M82 was the 6.5 Morpheus, a new eyepiece. And for the comparison view, of course, was the TeleVue 6 millimeter Delos of M82. As I stated, you can't go wrong with either of those eyepieces. And I want to compare them again in other objects and different telescopes. But they're very close. You can't go wrong with either. For NGC 3294 was a TeleVue 8 millimeter Delos, another tremendous eyepiece that I don't use as much as I should. It's funny because I do have a 10 millimeter Pentax, and I have the 6 Delos, now the 6.5, and also have a 9 millimeter Stellar View 100-degree Optimus, which I like a lot too. But this eyepiece I need to use a little bit more. It was really a nice view of this galaxy of NGC 3294. Well, that's it for this galaxy log. Clear dark skies and happy galaxy observing.